All right, my lovely people, welcome back to another banger. I say this because this video right now will definitely expose a lot that
A lot of, I'm not gonna say us, but you guys
Yeah.
should have known already. Okay,
yeah.
but you know
Let's just run the video
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll talk later. Don't worry about it.
Some say as long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury. Now, close your eyes. Let's just do a little, very easy experiment in your head, okay? Imagine that you have an Hermes bag, and suddenly the label on it changed from made in France into made in China, while everything else, like leathers, zippers, and hardware, remain the same. Do you suddenly feel that your bag is not as luxury as before? If you do, that means you have been misled and poisoned by the market campaign of those too long. Welcome to the real world. Now you see, those bags are made in China by our intelligent and diligent Chinese artisans. Let's not be poisoned and misled by the market campaign any longer and be a real person. Buy a bag from us, from our factory in China. See the real world for yourself.
Here we go.
you wanna start first? You want me to start? I'm just joking. You wanna start first?
Ladies first.
Okay. I want to start off by saying, yes, Trump imposed the tariffs.
Yep.
And so therefore China figured, all right, since you want to impose tariffs, aka taxes, all right, for us to send things to you guys, here's what we're going to do in exchange. All right. We're going to have all of you guys customers come directly to the source. So that way we wouldn't have to really, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be listen, either way, whichever way you want to look at it, China allowed that pressure cooker to build up, and then they just allowed the lid to just like, they blew the top off of everything. All right. Now here's the crazy thing. Both myself and my husband, we knew this for years, and it was, nobody had to tell us nothing. You know how we knew this for years? Because it's something called common sense. You can't get excited to the point where you become undiligent, right? I'm just gonna say that, to the point where you become so unaware, you get so caught up that anything, it's like sometimes, like they would say, you allow somebody to pull the coverings or the veil over your eyes. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, like what? Y'all really didn't know that? That's crazy. Let me tell you how I knew that. All right, how you know that, Tammy? Well, all right, stand back and let me tell you. First of all, right, when it comes to China, China has all the patents, okay? The patents that the United States has been trying to go after for decades. Second of all, I gotta be honest, Chinese people, along with African people, very crafty when it comes to the fingers. Everybody on this earth is here for a particular reason.
Absolutely.
Okay? When it comes to, like, let's say the assembly lines, the sweatshops, who do you think of? China. Why would you guys think, why would you even entertain that Italy and France has sweatshops? Why would people who are so privileged, or at least they give that energy, right? Mm-hmm. I'm privileged, I'm white privilege, and all this craziness. Mm-hmm. Why would you think they'd be sitting there making and crafting fucking handbags? Are you guys crazy or something? All the time, all the time. I don't know about you, but when you watch TV, when you see the sweatshops, or any type of manufacturing shop, even when you think about it, you put it into perspective. And I know you're like, oh shit, yeah, that makes sense. I should have thought about that too. The only places that you see on TV is China.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to Italy, what do you see? Nona making her favorite tomato sauce. Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be it.
Or they take you to the valleys where they grow the tomatoes and stuff. I ain't never seen no assembly line or factory or manufacturing plant in Italy. Or not to mention France. France with the little narrow streets.
Yes. Guess where they get that jar?
Come on.
They get the jar and the can from China. Let's not sleep on our friends, man. You might as well declare China your friends for life because they have been supplying you for life. You just were not really aware of it. Right? This is where I look at the pros and the cons and I say, you know what? America is great. China is great. Why are they fighting against each other? I have no idea because they need to just get to the bottom of it and just say, listen, this is business.
Impose tariffs.
This is business.
So
they're tearing down each other's economy. Just think about it. Manhattan. Come on. What's that? Fifth Avenue?
Yeah, Fifth Avenue with the Gucci store,
Come
the Louis
on.
Vuitton store.
What do you think is going to happen to all these big name stores now that this is out in the open?
Bloomingdale's, not to mention Saks Fifth.
What do you think?
Oh, let's not even forget about Tiffany's, right? All along Fifth Avenue in New York and so on and so forth. They have it in LA as well, popular cities. And it's just crazy to me because, like I said, this is something that if you really sat back and thought about it, you would know. Of course, they're not going to, because a lot of people, right? I remember people fighting people. I remember people embarrassing people.
Yeah.
This is how bad it's became. I remember people
actually taking lives,
taking literally unaliving people because they want what you have. Let's take it there. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's really take a deep dive and let's see this thing through.
A moment of silence for all of those who've been taken for some fake
How
shit.
many people got killed, or should I say unalived?
Yeah.
Because somebody got greedy and they wanted what they had, right? How many people broke up their relationship because my bum ass man can't buy me no designer? How about that right there? How about that shit right?
I think that's a home run. That right there hit right out the park. You hit that out the park.
That person might have been a great person that you should have been with, but because he can't buy you the Birkin, you settle for either getting used or dealing with a rich man, and he treat you like shit. But nah, we ain't gonna tell nobody because he could supply you with the Birkin, right? The little $10 Birkin that y'all paying $20,000 for. Who in their right mind besides people that want to act, right? To cover up fucking inner issues and different types of issues and shit.
Yeah.
And put a band-aid on shit. To basically want to act like they up on shit 24/7. This is crazy behavior.
I don't know how long y'all thought it was gonna be hidden.
All of the fucking slides, the Van Cleefs, the jewelry, everything.
Yeah.
Made in China. Now, does that devalue it? Only if it's in your mind, I guess, because you look at France as this luxury place.
Right.
Let's keep in mind, France collects reparations from Africa, but I thought Africa was the broke continent.
Poor, yeah.
They're not.
Nothing.
France is the
everything
brokey, all right? France is the continent, not the continent, but the country who need Africa in order to survive. If Africa, if the African prime ministers and the government were to stop paying reparations, France would collapse. All right, so a lot of times we have to get the insight and the knowledge. We got to study. We got to pay attention. We can't get excited for every little thing that comes out.
Yeah.
All right, and what they're doing is they're using, depending on the type or should I say, depending on the brand that they're making it for, they will use different type of quality items.
Material.
Right?
Of course.
You feel it, that feels so good. And suddenly your deluded mind, you think that it's worth the price. And in all retrospect, that shit was, it was pennies on the dollar.
And even though it's quality material, it's still not expensive material.
Yes,
right?
Pennies on the dollar. It may feel good, but it's not.
Yeah.
Listen, once we as people start to learn the value of different things, I think we'd be better off. You got to take that deeper dive and just, see things for what it is. I mean, the fact that the cover is really, like I said, the cover is blown off the pot, that's crazy to me. It just takes me back to what Cat Williams said in 2024.
Oh, for sure.
All lies will be
exposed.
Exposed.
Yep.
And they're still being exposed until this day. This is crazy.
So all you guys out there, I don't know.
Save your money. Invest in yourself. You know what can be fake? Investing in real estate. Invest in real estate. It's going to help your future, and it's going to help your lineage. All right? Your kids' future, grandkids to come, great-grandkids, and so on and so forth. Future generations to come. Invest in things that make sense.
Materialistic stuff.
Materialistic stuff ain't it.
No, it's not.
And now that the truth is out, you thought you could probably pass that back down to your daughter, and it's going to be worth something years to come. Sorry to break it to you.
Yeah.
It ain't worth nothing.
But don't really feel a way about it. It happens to the best of us. Of course, everybody get tricked with something.
Right.
But now the pot, what's that? The lid is off the pot.
That pressure cooker
is steaming. So now we know better. We should do better. And what I can say from all of this is just do not become enemies with people you need. Learn to understand the value and why you may need them and why the economy needs them. Everybody have to play a part in this structure of
the cycle called life.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now that you know about what China has been doing for decades, it doesn't mean that you're gonna look at China any different.
Well, here's the thing. I could only anticipate, right? Because the truth is out. A lot of people, they're not gonna feel like buying anything is worth it anymore, right? Because the reason why a lot of people buy things is to feel not only special about themselves, but the majority of the time
they feel accomplished. They feel a
sense of accomplishment.
My $10,000 went to something of value. Not a problem.
Listen.
But now you know what it is.
They honestly, right? And I know I'm telling the truth, and I know you guys agree. You might not want to comment, but I know you agree.
Yeah.
A lot of times is, in the words of Kanye, it's to be like, I'm up on the shit, right? And it's just basically to make others feel some type of way. Jealous. Like they can't step into your square or your circle because what? You know what I'm saying? Stay outside, you little pauper. I got this right here. I got my little bag. I got my sunglasses. I'm chilling. Right. You know, and a lot of times people, they tend to feel better and superior than the next person.
Yeah.
Well, now, with all of that being said, I'm trying to figure out how much better you're going to feel over the next man. You know what I'm saying? Because...
yeah.
If anything, the next person is laughing their ass off.
You know the joy you get when you miss something? You know what I mean?
You can't jump on everything. You can't.
Right. It's like, you know.
Now, if you're willing to pay your little 3 stacks, your 2 stacks or whatever, and it's not bothering you, then sure, it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? But I notice a lot of people who was busy showing off, they have a problem with it. Yeah. And I'm like, just, what? You can't, there's nothing you could do about it.
No.
Just take your loss, learn from your situation. If you want to continue to invest, then hey, go out there, buy your expensive bags. Ain't nobody stopping you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to be like, listen, I'm done with that nonsense,
of course,
then that's on you as well.
The only person that's really going to be taking the big hit is the big name stores out there.
Yes, the Saks Fifths, the Bloomingdale's, the Bergdorf Goodmans.
Of course, they're the only ones who are going to be taking the hit.
Hermes, you name it. Yep.
So I mean,
yep.
There's a lot going on right now, and it's like,
imagine those women.
You gotta open them eyes. You gotta open them eyes, man.
Imagine those women who literally,
they
broke up with dudes and they gave him an ultimatum. You know what I'm saying? You better buy me that purse. Ooh, please.
Yeah. It's all right. Go back and look for him. he might still want you. Go back.
How many people went through so much stuff? But anyway, that's about it. We figure we come to you with this right here because it was honestly, it was hilarious.
This is late breaking news right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow.
Stuff that we already knew. I mean, like I said, you got to think about it for a second. When they show Friends, you're not seeing any type of manufacturing shops. No, you see those little narrow streets.
All you see is the finished product.
Right. With maybe a model or two on the billboard.
That's it.
Or you may go to France and you see the little luxury stores and stuff like that. That's please.
All of that stuff
you can't see out here.
Came from China and they just changed the name on it and put their name on it.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much
put their little tags and stuff.
You're just paying for the name.
A little covering and stuff like that on top of it. Because like I said, I can't anticipate in certain groups of people. I'm sorry that they always say, "Oh, don't judge," but it is what it is. I'm telling the truth. All right, tell the truth and shame the devil.
So long story short,
I look at it like this, right? a lot of people, they don't have that creative sense in the first place to do all of that stuff.
Right, all the crafting.
It takes artistry.
Yeah.
Right? Craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Like, I would have never... What?
You already know. But
not
anyway.
taking nothing away from nobody. I know I can't shut up. But not taking nothing away from nobody. But you just look at certain people and you look at a certain group of people and you know they're not going to be sitting there for hours trying to sew and knit and make this design.
It would never happen.
Oh, please.
So anyway, long story short, this video pretty much was not to throw shade at nobody. It wasn't really to, create no embarrassment, insult in no way, shape or form.
Just
this is
sprinkling
just
a little
it's just
humor.
a little eye opener to let everybody know, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like to come back down, humble yourself and just,
and save that money, please.
Save that money and put it to where it's supposed to go. So if you did gain something from this, let us know about it in the comment section, and definitely like, share, and subscribe to this channel.
Catch y'all later.
There you go. You won't regret it.